Warwick Nichols.
He left.
Oh, he didn't leave, did he? He did. We're just going to tell him we don't want him here anymore. And Ronnie Elliott, he's left as well. So no more appreciation to them.
Right, just read out what it is. Just read out what
You're here. We appreciate that you're here.
read it out anyway.
Probably going through.
We got a okay. Warwick's got a print business, and he did all the printing and everything for everything, and he did it at no cost. So it was good. And Ron Elliott has absolutely been behind the club 100%. He's donated prize after prize after prize. And you only have to ring Ron up and say, this is what we want, and he's on board, and he's just a fanatic. Member discounts, the whole lot. He's just an absolute fanatic when it comes to the club. Okay. Over the years with the club, I got involved with the club back in 1970, 69, 70, was around that time, and it feels my bones feel every bit of it, I can tell you that. But throughout those years, I know everybody that is here today, and if you go through the whole lot, I had a lot to do with Dave Harrison, who has come up from the snow. Right from day one, I was the guy tagging on behind David, and then Mike Wilson come on board, and I was still tagging on behind them too. They needed three in a team, so I got the nod. And Mike Wilson, he's flown up from Melbourne today to be here. And we go back to when canoeing was big, and it was up at the rivers and all that sort of stuff, and it was one of those things that we just did it, and it didn't matter. It was virtually every weekend. And then you've got people like when I started, there was Snoopy, there was Barry Parsons, there was Phil Lloyd, and I can remember when we went down to the Australian Championships, I think it was Wyangla. And, you know, we got the boats, decided to get the boats done in red and yellow, we got signed for the cars, the whole bit, and it was very club orientated. Then, after that, you sort of come into the era where, and I hope I don't miss a lot of people out, but I probably will. You come into the Gardner era, where the Gardners come on board, and they were in the Scouts movement through George Clark, I would imagine, and then they come on board, and the whole scenario around the Gardner family was club orientated. It didn't matter what was involved, the Gardners were involved, whether it was running slaloms, running down the races, whatever, and you know, they were sort of the backbone of the club at that stage. I always remember the slaloms that we did have up at the Manning. I didn't like it because I was always first off. And it was freezing cold every morning, and I went up to Ann Gardner and I said, why am I first off? And she said, it's really simple, Ray. She said, if you touch a gate in the first 5, you decide to go after the paddler in front, hit him and get a breather. Is that right, Ed?
We have to send you off first or you wouldn't get out of bed.
So, I did go off first one year, and I did get a rerun because they missed the time. But then you had the Dungog to Clarenstown race, which a lot of paddlers, there's 180 odd maybe more paddlers used to go in that race. And the club at the time, they had the Dundalk to Clarence trophy that was presented for the fastest time. Well, we bought one, and if you won it 3 times, you got it. Well, Paul Byrne won it 3 times, so he got it, so we had to go and buy another one. And Ian Gardner won it 3 times, so we decided after that maybe we shouldn't buy these trophies anymore. It was starting to cost us money. But there is the Dundalk, the original Dundalk to Clarence trophy is over there on the, that's the one that Paul Byrne got. And it was a very much sought after trophy at the time. Then, after all that happened, we, as a club, we were very heavily involved in slalom canoeing, and as a club we actually won for the most gold medals at the Australian Championships. We won it in 76 or 77, I'm not sure now, 76 or 77, and we did win it again in 78. So as a small club we took on the best, and we actually did do it. And throughout the years we've done all that, and then around the 90s we got this brilliant idea, and I think it was Ian Gardner that got this brilliant idea that we'd play polo. And again, we went head first into polo, and we ended up, some of the paddlers got in the state team, and we actually won the Australian Championships. Larry Adams, he's here. We won it how many? 3 times we won the Australian Championship. And I've got very good memories of polo. Polo was one of those things that I quite enjoyed. There was one game there where I had a very heavy night. I think it was an all-nighter. Went down to Sydney for the, I think it was the Australian Championships down in Sydney. But that's okay, I can handle it. We played 4 or 5, 6 games at a time on the day. On the last game I was getting a bit tired, so I decided to sub off because you had substitutions like football come on and off. So in the middle of the game I decided that I'm feeling really tired, I better go off. So I did. The next thing I remember was I'd been underwater 3 or 4 minutes. I just went to the side of the pool, fell down, stayed down, passed out underwater. And the next thing I remember is the ambulance guy looking at me, and now I'm still sitting in the boat up on the bank and everyone's looking at me, and next thing I remember is I'm in St Vincent Hospital, or one of the hospitals, North Shore Hospital, getting me head scanned.
They didn't find anything.
They didn't find anything. But I don't know how long I was underwater, but they reckon it was 4 minutes or 5 minutes or something. Half an hour, I'm not that stupid. That's all right, that's just the Prime Minister, we don't want to talk to him. So polo came on board, and we really got involved in polo. Then after the 90s, basically the club started to dwindle, and I think what happened was the Olympics in 2000 really, as a whole, with slalom competition, knocked the bottom end out of it. Everyone says the Olympics were good and all that. It was. The Olympics were good, don't get me wrong. But as clubs found, all the up-and-coming paddlers wanted to go to Penrith. If it wasn't an artificial course, we don't want to paddle on a river. We want to go and paddle on a river with a restaurant and a bar right there. I don't understand all but that's when the sport sort of went into a bit of decline, and it went into a bit of decline because of that, I think, and so did the club. And then you had people like Peter Lee, he's here today, somewhere around the back there, Keith Albury, and I don't want to miss people, but there was a fair few people that actually kept the club going, and they kept it going for a long time, and they struggled. And it was a matter of turning up 10 members, 9 members, whatever it was, but they actually kept it going. And all of a sudden it was a situation where the club was actually going to fold at one point, and Ronnie Elliott rang me up and he said, listen, the club's going to fold, we can't do that. So we decided to jump on board and decide to have a go at changing the direction of the club. And to do that, what we did, we had to get away from canoe club. We could not survive by calling it a canoe club. It had to change, and we had to get other people on board. We had to get surf ski paddlers. We had to get stand-up paddle boards. So we decided to go with the direction that the whole sport, Paddle New South Wales, Australian canoeing, are all going that way. And what we did, we changed the name to Hunter Valley Paddlesport, and that saved the club. We went to a stage where we had 180 members from 9, and then from there the paddleboard people have gone in a different direction, and they're sort of doing their own thing. We're back we're sitting on about 80 odd to 90 odd members as we stand today. And the committee that we got is absolutely, and I don't want to miss anyone again, but Sue, you know, Grant, I mean, I can sit here and just roll them off, but Paul Burns come on board, and all this come about where we decided what we'd do was every Monday and every Thursday we'd run a race. Free of charge, rain, hail or shine, it will be on. And we started off where there was Paul Burns, myself, Ron Elliott, and probably one or two other people. Gary Mears, and you know, there was a few guys that Burnsy sort of got hold of, and we just started doing it. Today, as it stands, every Monday we have continually 20 odd plus paddlers every Monday, and every Thursday we're getting about 10 to 15 paddlers. And from them paddlers, just by doing that, they've all joined the club and they bring other people. And it's not the same 20 all the time. Like, it's 20 people, but it might be 50 paddlers going around. So that's the sort of thing that saved the club at the moment. And again, not wanting to forget anyone, Shane Suska. Shane Suska, there he is there. I know he doesn't look like an athlete, but a lot of us don't. But Shane is our only Olympian. Shane went to the Olympics in 2000, paddled the K4 in 2000, and you know, the club's got a proud history, but what we haven't got is Olympians, except Shane. So it was a big effort from Shane. You've got the likes of people that have been to the World Championships. Again, I don't want to roll through them because I will forget them, but every one of these people, when I contacted them about this, was so enthusiastic, yes, I'll be there. And when you think about that over a period of time, it is a big thing. Now, I've probably got about 3 stories, and I'll probably rave on a bit too long, but I've got about 3 stories that I just want to tell over the years. First one involves Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson. Yeah. Mike Wilson. Okay, Mike came up with this really good idea. And what it was is, we're going to leave on a Friday night, we're going to drive down to Victoria, we're going to have 2 runs in a slalom, and we're going to drive back. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Let's fill the car up. So there was Keith Aubrey, Dave Harrison, myself, Mike Wilson, and I think Prue as well. Is that right? Okay, we set off to go. So obviously we're going to take turns driving, not me, because I'm too young. So it's Mike Wilson's turn to drive. It's about, I don't know, midnight, whatever it is. So everyone else is asleep. Mike Wilson decides that we don't need to fill up with petrol here, we'll go to the next town. We've still got a bit of petrol left, we'll go to the next town. So all of a sudden at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, these little towns don't have petrol. And we all wake up and Mike's cruising into this little town saying, I'm driving slow because we've got no petrol. Okay, what are we going to do? We've got to be at the slowing course by 7 o'clock. We're still a few hundred miles out. We're knackered. Okay. There's one bloke walking down the middle of the road, staggering back from the pub. And we're sitting in the car, and he come up and he went, "Hey you guys, alright? What's up, fellas?" And we thought, So he said, "Oh, we're just waiting for the petrol station to open in the morning. We've got no petrol and we're trying to get to Victoria." He said, "It's alright, I own the bastard." Drive in, fellas. So that was that one. Another time we decided to go, I think it was again, we were going down to Victoria. We got this brilliant idea. We're going to get there quick, we're going to put TV radios in the car. And what we're going to do, we don't care if it's double yellow lines. One car gets around and it's double yellow lines, we'll just say, it's all clear, come around. So, I can't remember now who it was, but I was in the car that was second. And we got the call to come around on a double yellow line on the corner, and what we weren't counting on was that someone was going to drive out of their farm after the first car had gone through. So that was the end of the CB radios. I think David was driving and we ended up on the side of the road going round him on the other wrong side of the road, not looking around.
Around the white place.
It was a bit like that.
Just giving a practice
You could roll stories off. The other one that I really remember quite well was I was really young. We'd gone down to the Wyangla Dam and it was the Australian Championships, but what happened was they'd let a lot of water come through. They'd released the dam and they had to turn the call the slalom off for a period of time. But all the good paddlers, John Egger and Gary Nelson, were going to go and play on the water, so everyone decides they're going to watch. Well, we've got a good paddler too, his name was Ronnie Elliott. So, Ronnie Elliott's gone up and he's going to play on the water, so as a club we get there, we're going to watch our man Ronnie Elliott come down. And we're all sitting there. Jagger comes down, does a few break-ins, rides a few waves. Gary Nelson comes down, does the same thing. Ronnie Elliott comes down, floating down. Yeah, I think he only got about 10 metres, fell out of his boat and down he went, bobbing like a cork. Anyway, that was our man. But there's plenty of stories like that, and I'm sure that everyone's got lots and lots of stories. But there's a background to the club. It'd be wrong for me not to mention Ted Field, who bought a house in Marks Point, which was the first canoe club. He let the canoe club use it. I just happened to live next door. So that's how I started, by living next door. And I got in contact with Ted, and everyone here that knows him. He's up in Darwin. I got in contact with him. Up until 2015, he won the World Masters table tennis competition. 2 years ago, his health's gone to a decline to the point where he's got carers and he'll be lucky to see the year out. But I did have a good conversation with him for about 15 minutes, and yeah, so that's that. And there was a big push at the time in the club for rowing, and if it wasn't for the Olympics in 2000, we would have had that slalom course. But because of the Sydney 2000 Olympics, the organising committee decided that it would be the first Olympics where every single competition would be in a 50 to 60 kilometre radius in the middle of Sydney, and we missed out. And the actual 2000 Olympic course in Penrith was basically the rowing course. John Felton was smart. John Felton had absolutely no idea anything about it. He got the plans and submitted them into the government. The government liked it because he was an Australian and he got the job. And John Felton has built every Olympic course since, except for China. They built their own. And if it wasn't for Aurora, John Felton wouldn't be where he is today. The plans are here. Pete's got the plans. The club is very diverse. We've got a young paddler in the club at the moment, Lachlan Bakewell. There he is there. He's an absolute freak, this guy. Absolute freak. He does mountain biking, he does canoeing, and he does running. And they have the mountain man triathlon. Lachlan Bakewell come into the paddle league last year and destroyed the course. The closest paddler to him was 9 minutes back, and he absolutely flogged him, and it was a top class field. And I've never seen a guy so dedicated to training than Lachlan. Unbelievable. The Mountain Man Triathlon has a long history with the club. Brad Moore, a lot of people know Brad. Brad tragically lost his life in he was riding his bike and got hit by a truck while he was training. But Brad absolutely smashed the Mountain Man Triathlon for many years. His wife Karen is here today. Karen Mon. So a lot of people, the club goes back in a lot of different ways. So that's my spin on the club over 50 years. What? Pointing at me.
Bob Arnold just turned up.
Bob Arnold, where's Bob Arnold? Ah, Bob Arnold led into the thing. How are you, Bob? That's good. There's some food there, man. Left it there for you.
Always late, Bobby.
Yeah, Bob Arnold was. I got a funny story with Bob.
I got the best one.
My dad, see it. Bobby Arnold. I got two really funny stories. That's Bobby there. The first one is that Bob used to play soccer. He was quite good at soccer. He was in about 4th division or something. Now, he had this very old car, and you turn the car off, and it used to just keep idling away. And he was on the soccer field one day, and he's looking, and he sees a guy backing out and hit his old car that was worth about 50 bucks. And he put the tow bar straight into the side door. So he runs off the field, said, "What are you doing, mate?" He said, "You hit my car." He said, "It's a public car park, mate, there's nothing you can do." So Bob hopped in his car and said, "I'll show you what I can do," and he backed it a bit harder into the other guys. The other time was, Bob used to go to work till 11 o'clock, midnight, then jump in the car and go down to Childella or something like that. And he's driving down the road. I think Snoopy was with us. Snoop, were you? Yep. We were in Ted's Combi and we broke down. And all of a sudden, Bobby Arnold come past in his $50 car. And I remember it very well because they loaded everyone into Bobby's car except me. I had to get the train home. But they had a good time. We were only about 100 miles away from where we were going, but it took me all day and all night to get back home. But there's probably a lot of stories that people could tell. They're just a few of my memories over 50 odd years. And it's one of those clubs that just keep on keeping on. So there you go. Enjoy, talk to people, and there you go.